Hello, my name is Dan Schmitt. I do a weekly television show called Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv, teamchicago.tv. Today we're going to look at the highlights. Putnam Park, an exciting track located just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana, centrally located in the Midwest, and it's a pretty nice track. Let's see how Steve Carson and I do as we challenge the teams of the WERA National Endurance Series. So let's look at some of the highlights from 1999. Bikes are ready. Flag flies. Jumping out front. It's like Semoff Brother Racing. The early lead. Semoff Brother Racing on that Yamaha, sponsored by Arai, EBC, Motul, Sprocket Specialist, Tabaki, D&D Exhaust, Sharkskin, Graves, Susco. But right behind them, as I'm videotaping from the tower, right behind them is Arclight Suzuki on that 750 Suzuki. This team out of California, sponsored by Suzuki, Pirelli, Motion Pro, Yashimura Factory, EBC, Silkling, Fox, Biafri, Vanson, Tabaki, Sharkskin, Sprocket Specialists. As they wind their way around Putnam Park, the scenic racetrack, a constant flowing track. 750 is trying to make up some time in the corners, but this 1000 Yamaha R1 of Semoff Brother Racing definitely has got the horsepower. As you can see him begin to stretch his lead down the straightaway.
Well, it was a great clean start for all the teams. Oh, running up the track now, that looks like one of the guys from WERA. That could be Firehawk Racing. I believe they have two teams up front during the second hour. It is still Semoff Brother Racing. That is Scott Brown on the bike now. Semoff Brother Racing continues the lead. Second hour, Arclight Suzuki is running second. Third place, Team Dreaded. Fourth place, Army of Darkness and Tapeworks are battling for third place, fourth place, fifth place, and they are in the middleweight superbike class. But after 3 hours, finally, Arclight Suzuki got by Semoff Brother as we watched Steve Carson. So Arclight Suzuki at the 3 hour point is in the lead. Steve Carson is running fine. But then at the end of 3 hours, Arclight was back in the pits. Their electrical gremlins have come back to haunt them. Semoff Brother Racing is back in the lead. So Arclight in the glory for 1 hour. In the meantime, in that middleweight super bike class, Tapeworks, number 4, the yellow bike, is leading. Middleweight superbike, they are ahead of Army of Darkness. Coming in the pits now, Scott Brown on that Semoff Brother Racing. At hour 3, it was Arclight with 1 lap above Semoff, but in hour 4, it is Semoff Brother Racing. They are leading as they make this pit stop. Team Dread is second, Tapeworks third, Army, D&D Racing, Paramount Racing, this Team MR Racing, Leading Lizard, Firehawk, and Kramer. That's the top 10. Team Chicago's, I'm on the bike right now. I am behind Melissa Burkhoff. Melissa Burkhoff from Neighbor of the Beast. They're right behind us in the points. They've had problems at this racetrack as I follow Melissa. She is a great motorcycle racer. Probably one of the fastest female road racers. Look at her style. She is so smooth on this flowing 2-mile road course, Putnam Park, located outside of Indianapolis. I'm on the Team Chicago, Dunlop tires, 4 and 6 repairs, Torco Racing Oil and Racing Fuel. And it's a great time, 1999 for Team Chicago as we lead middleweight superstock in the points. But right behind us is Neighbor of the Beast with Melissa Burkhoff as we head over towards the third right-hander. I'm going to sneak on by and head down to the Big Bend corner. Well, we're 4 hours in. Sema Brother Racing is leading. Team Dreaded, Tapeworks, Army, Arclight, Team Chicago, we're running in 13th place. Neighbor of the Beast is running in 15th place. Army comes in for a quick pit stop. They are running in 4th place. They are battling with Tapeworks in that middleweight superbike class. As we see Sema Brother Racing one more time, they are leading. Team Dreaded, Tapeworks, Army, D&D Racing, Paragon Racing, Team MR. As we see the pit stop finishing up, Army of Darkness. What a great year. This group out of Washington, D.C. area. Hit. But Tapeworks, that's the story. They are leading middleweight superbike, and they will go on to pick up the win and finish in 3rd place after 6 hours of racing. Great story. Arclight has been working their way through the pack, working their way up. They were out of the top 10. As we get into the final hour of racing out here, is Sema Brothers, Team Dreaded, Tapeworks. Whoa, hold on! Oh no! It looks like Team MR, who was just in the pit, taking on fresh tires. Maybe the tires were not up the temperature. They crashed in the last corner. Yellow flag is out. Teams are over there moving the bike. As we see Scott Brown one more time. Sema Brother Racing. What a great race for this crew. East Coast crew. The WERA National Endurance Series. Arclight is crawling their way back up. They are now up to 5th place, running a good, steady race. But the electrical Clemens is hurting them as it comes down the front straightaway. The checker flag flies. It's Sema Brother Racing. Team Dreaded 2nd, Tapeworks 3rd, Army 4th, Arclight 5th, D&D 6th, Fairmont 7th, Firehawk 8th, Leaning Lizard 9th, and Team Chicago, we finish in 12th place. Now we're going to turn it over to Griff Allen.
Thanks very much, Dan. It took half of this 6-hour race for Sema Brothers Racing to establish their dominance over Arclight Suzuki. 113s and better. Toe-to-toe, the two teams ran until electrical gremlins befouled the Arclight Suzuki effort. They had to pit repeatedly to fix it. Once they finally did, they were only able to salvage the final podium spot in class. Who was second? Team Dreaded, the Popes brothers, they came through. However, between hour 0 and hour 6, they had a get-off, lost the transponder. When they put everything back together, lo and behold, suddenly, they magically had a lot more laps. The questions still remain on that issue, but nonetheless, when all was said and done, WERA officially awarded 2nd place to Team Dreaded. Now, there was a lot of big differences between 6 laps and 6 hours. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the 6-lap sprint races here on Team Chicago Challenge.
Now we're going to check out the National Challenge Series from Putnam Park. 1100 SuperStock class up front. Mark Young on the 900 Kawasaki. Mark Young from Union Grove, Wisconsin. At Vespa, Marshall Street in Fujiko Factory, Susco. Key and Shoei Redline is really got that bike working. Right behind them looks like Leah Gree and Joe Persiano. They're both on Arclight Suzuki, Team Suzuki, Pirelli Motion, Yashimura Factory, EBC. But picking up the win is Mark Young, Joe Persiano 2nd, and Leah Gree was 3rd. Next race up, 125 GP. Up front, it's like Jason DeSavo on that 125 Honda, but making the move on the outside is Ben Spies from Longview, Texas, also on a 125 Honda. As they head into the slowest corner, but these guys on these 125s, they don't slow down much. Ben Spies up front, 2nd place. Jason DeSavo on that Applied Business Systems, Alien Racing 125. John Millams is 3rd. Chris Piles running 4th as they head down the front straightaway. Now up front, Jason DeSavo making the move. Ben Spies is doing the draft. Up into the lead. Whew. You talk about a battle back and forth on these 125s, and these guys do not slow down for the corners. They really fly on these GP 125. Ben Spies and Keith Perry Racing, Moto Liberty, EBC Silka Lane 125. Jason DeSalvo on the Alien Racing, Applied Business Systems Inc., Batavia Cycle Center 125 as Jason DeSalvo now makes the move into the lead. These guys are flat flying out here at Putnam Park at this WERA National Challenge Series. Third place like John Mellum, Chris Piles third, John Bellinger's running fifth. Chris Piles fourth, but going on to pick up the win is Jason DeSalvo, Ben Spies second. 600 class up front. Again, Mark Young on the Vespa. Marshall Distributing, Fujiko Factory, 600 Kawasaki. Second place like Leah Green on the Arclight Racing, Team Suzuki Sport, Pirelli, Motion Pole, Rushmore, Biafri. As they head down the front straightaway at Putnam Park. Leah Gree making the move into the lead as he gets around Mark Young. Joe Persiano's third. Joe Temperato on that Dunlop Zinc 600 Suzuki's running fourth. Scotty Van Skyke, Firehawk Motorsports on that 600 Yamaha's running fifth. See Leah Gree leading in the Arclight, Team Suzuki Sport, Pirelli, 600 Suzuki going on to pick up the win. It's Leah Gree, first place. Second place, Mark Young. Joe Persiano on the Team Suzuki Sport is third. Joe Temperato on the Dunlop Suzuki fifth. Scotty Van Scoy on the Firehawk Yamaha sixth. Steve Steinman on the 600 Yamaha Sunburst is in sixth.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this action from 1999. Special thanks to WERA and Dennis Torres for the additional video footage. I could not have done it without their help. For more information on WERA, go to WERA.com. WERA.com, Western Eastern Road Racing Association. As we watch my good friend Lee Ragosi on that 500 Suzuki at Putnam Park. Don't forget TeamChicago.tv. That's right, TeamChicago.tv. And for politics, it's WalkWithDan.com. Thanks for tuning in. See ya!